John Carter's colossal flop, both commercially and critically, has achieved a level of notoriety that even the film's main character would envy. Director Andrew Stanton's grand vision for a franchise starter was so full of promise that it must have believed it was exempt from disappointment laws. However, on that fateful day on March 9, 2012, the movie, which Stanton had likely dreamt of for decades, made its grand entrance to lukewarm box office numbers and a cascade of scathing reviews. The film managed to scrape together a modest $284 million worldwide, a sum that could have been considered a triumph if only it hadn't been compared to the rumored $300 million production budget. And thus, the dream met its untimely demise, along with any hope of sparking a daring new sci-fi saga. For those who witnessed the movie and couldn't fathom its spectacular failure, they've been left pondering the cosmic mysteries of its downfall. Meanwhile, the more indifferent souls simply shrugged it off as yet another Hollywood cash grab gone awry, probably while enjoying popcorn from a safer cinematic universe. For those uninitiated souls who either missed the original or need a quick recap, here's the lowdown on the first flick. Our story unfolds between 1868 and 1881, when the dashing Confederate Army captain, John Carter, played by Taylor Kitsch, finds himself on an unexpected Martian adventure. This otherworldly escapade kicks off when Carter stumbles upon an alien medallion while making a hasty escape from Union soldiers. Little did he know that shiny trinket had teleportation powers. So, boom, Carter lands on Mars, which the locals affectionately call Barsoom, and to his surprise, he discovers that the planet's low gravity, coupled with his sturdy bone structure, turns him into a superhero with some seriously enhanced physical abilities. But the drama doesn't stop there. Carter soon crosses paths with the Green Martians, aka the Tharks, led by the imposing Tars Tarkas, played by the ever-intimidating Willem Dafoe. Unbeknownst to our brave Earthling, there's a Martian-sized civil unrest brewing among the various Martian tribes, and the beautiful red Martian princess, Giacchino, gracefully portrayed by Lynn Collins, is smack in the middle of it all. Oh, but wait, there's more interplanetary chaos. Enter the shape-shifting Therns, led by the enigmatic Matai Shang, skillfully played by Mark Strong. They throw a curveball into the mix, cranking up the conflict to a galactic scale. As if that weren't enough, our man Carter has to navigate through these treacherous waters, leading to epic battles on multiple fronts. And guess what? The first movie wraps up with Carter's return to Mars, having cleverly faked his own demise, outwitting the cunning Shang, and emerging victorious in an old Martian challenge that had been keeping him grounded on Earth. Now that's what I call a twisty Martian adventure. Ah, the plot thickens. In the months leading up to John Carter's 2012 debut, director Andrew Stanton was all about sequels, confidently discussing grand plans for future films. That is, if the first flick managed to defy Martian odds and become a hit. Yet he kept those tantalizing sequel details under wraps, leaving us all to wonder. But hold on to your Martian hats, because in a recent revelation during an interview with The Wrap, Stanton finally spilled the beans on the sequel that never was, aptly titled Gods of Mars. As we dive into the juicy plot details he unveiled, you should subscribe to the channel. Now, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the plot details, well, this is what he said. I love the idea of you were going to open with the prologue. It was going to be that every movie had a different character saying the prologue. The first one is Willem, as Tars. The second one's prologue narration was going to be Deja. And it was going to give anybody that hadn't seen the first movie a little precursor of the history that got you to this movie. Shorthand, interesting imagery, whether it was artwork or whatever. And then you were going to reveal she was telling it to her baby. And you were going to realize, oh my god, it's the child. It's Cathoris, this child of Deja Thoris and Carter. And that story she's telling the story of the father that this child will never know. And then her dad, Ciarán Hinds' character, Tardos Mors, said she's been up too long, she's tired, let her grandfather have a moment with the child and I'll put her to bed. Then it was going to be revealed to be Matai Shang in shape-shifting mode, and he was going to steal the baby. And then it was going to go on to the opening credits. The next image after the opening credits was going to be Carter lying in his funeral suit in the middle of the desert, just looking like a dead body in a wake and just waking up. So the grand plan for John Carter was to kickstart a thrilling trilogy based on Edgar Rice Burroughs' Barsoom books, but alas, it remained a solo act. It faced a myriad of unexpected challenges that hindsight couldn't have foreseen when they first gave it the green light. One of the major stumbling blocks was the ill-fated marketing campaign. Right in the midst of production, Disney's then-new movie marketing guru, M.T. Carney, made a fateful decision. She decided to drop "of Mars" from the title. Stanton, the film's director, didn't exactly give it a standing ovation, but he didn't put up much of a fight either. In his words, "It wasn't my call," and he didn't push back. Little did they know at the time, this seemingly minor tweak would send the sequel prospects spiraling further out of reach. The marketing effort turned out to be a convoluted mess, leaving audiences scratching their heads. Confusion reigned supreme, and it was becoming increasingly evident that a sequel was becoming as elusive as water in the Martian desert. The marketing mishaps for John Carter continued to pile up like Martian dust storms. In July 2011, teasers, posters, and various promotional materials began to emerge online, but there was a glaring omission. None of them mentioned the talents behind the project, including the esteemed director Andrew Stanton or the iconic creator Edgar Rice Burroughs. Stanton, who had previously directed the Pixar hit Finding Nemo, and Burroughs, renowned for creating Tarzan, didn't receive any shout-outs in the movie's marketing. It was an odd choice considering their impressive track records. Stanton was taking his first leap into the live-action blockbuster realm, but his prior directorial successes should have been a badge of honor. However, Disney's marketing team seemed to overlook these credentials, leaving audiences in the dark about the creative minds behind the project. This failure to highlight Stanton and Burroughs was a missed opportunity, and it added to the overall marketing ineffectiveness. Sadly, this bungled marketing campaign made the prospects of a sequel as elusive as a phantom ship sailing across the barren Barsoom landscape. Andrew Stanton's vision for the John Carter sequel, Gods of Mars, is nothing short of enthralling. Picture this: Carter standing alone in the Martian desert, shrugs off his jacket with a casual grace, embarking on an epic walk into the vast unknown. And just when you think it can't get more cinematic, out of the horizon, like a mirage in the Martian heat, a Thark on a thoat appears, surprising Carter. This Thark, though, knows exactly who Carter is, and reveals that someone has been searching for him tirelessly. It turns out to be Cantos Can, portrayed by James Purefoy, who has scoured every river in pursuit of our hero. And that's a wrap for today's video, folks. We trust you've relished these fascinating insights. If you found this video as intriguing as we did, do us a favor, smash that thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for a treasure trove of more riveting content. But we're not finished just yet. We're all ears to hear what truly grabbed your attention. So don't hold back. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for joining us on this cinematic journey, and guess what? We'll be right back with more captivating tales in the next one.